Hey, everybody. It is your favorite senator, Senator Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senatorial District in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I am really excited to be here with you today because today is a very special day. It is primary day. And normally we do this on Wednesdays, right? Because it's called What's Up Wednesdays. But today we're doing it on Tuesday because I want to make sure that everybody understands that today is primary day and it's super important that we all vote on primary day, right? That we all vote on primary day. And one of the things that I want to make sure that folks get, and I'm struggling here because I am trying to go live on Instagram and it's just not working. And I don't know why. All right. But y'all know I play producer and host all at the same time. And stuff happens. So we'll just have to upload it to, and it says yes. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just have to go connect streaming software. We did all that. Well, anyway, we'll just have to re-upload it to Instagram so folks can have that. But again, I'm Senator Angela Williams Graves, representing the 21st Senate District in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where we do good work on your behalf. And today, again, is primary election day. And so I want to make sure that everybody understands, number one, what is a primary? We kind of talked about it a little bit maybe a couple of weeks ago or in one of these sessions. And then number two, why it's very important that you vote today in this primary, because a lot of times people overlook the primary election because they're looking and they're focusing on November, right? Oh yeah, I got you in November. Or, oh yeah, you're going to be on the ballot. We got you. And folks don't realize that the reason why they are not, that their candidate didn't get to November was because they didn't vote in the primary. All right. So a primary election is when more than one person declares that they are a candidate for a position within each party, right? So if it's within the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and there are incumbents, or even if it's an open seat, like in my case, when I ran for the Senate, it was an open seat, and excuse me, there were two of us who registered and declared candidates for that Senate seat. And the one person who was successful in the June primary in 2023 went on to November, which was the election. And so if you have someone that you are seeing a yard sign for, other than Abigail Spanberger, okay, I want to make that very clear. Abigail Spanberger does not have a challenger for the Democratic nomination to be governor. She is the Democratic nominee because nobody else challenged her. There was one other candidate. That candidate dropped out of the governor's race and entered the lieutenant governor's race. And so she is the survivor of the primary, and so there is no primary for her. Okay, there is no primary for Abigail. So other than signs for Abigail, if you are seeing signs for lieutenant governor, if you are seeing signs for attorney general, if you are seeing signs for Commonwealth's attorney, then that means that there's more than one person running for that seat. Okay, there's more than one person running for that seat in the in the primary, and they have to win twice. They have to win once in the primary election, which is today, and then they will be the Democratic nominee, and they will then go on to complete the Democratic ticket in November. And for statewide elections, that's very, very important. And that's what I'm going to really focus in on today, because the statewide, the governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general's races are super important, especially for the Democrats. And so again, if you're a person, you're like, oh, I like Aaron Rouse. Oh, I like Ghazal Hashmi. Oh, I like Jay Jones. Oh, I like LeVar Stoney. Oh, I like Shannon Taylor. Oh, I like, whoever else you may like in any of those races. And those are pretty much all of the contenders in the races, right? Then you've got to go vote for them today. You don't have any more time. You have until 7:00 p.m. today to go and vote for the candidate that you like. If you've got somebody's yard sign in your yard other than Abigail Spanberger, you need to go and vote for that person today in order for them to get to the next level. And the next level is November, okay? The November general election. Now, you may say, what about the Republicans? I'm going to say, what about them? But in an effort to be fair, right, and balanced, none of the Republicans have challengers, okay? So the Republican candidate for governor does not have a challenger. So that individual is not on the ballot for the primary. The Republican challenger for lieutenant governor, it does not have a challenger. So that person, that there was going to be a Republican primary for lieutenant governor, but one of the candidates dropped out due to health reasons. And we wish him well, and we hope that he has a speedy recovery, because this job and no job is worth dying for, okay? And then for the attorney general, there was no one who challenged the incumbent. The current attorney general is a Republican, and there was no one who challenged him. Now, you may say, well, you say challengers, you say you say candidates. On the Republican side, you don't name names. Nope, sure don't. They don't get my airtime. Only Democrats get my airtime, okay? But so there's no Republican primary, all right? There's no Republican challenger for even the Commonwealth's attorney. There's no Republican that is running in the Commonwealth's attorney's race in Norfolk. Okay, so there's only a Democratic primary there. There's only a Democratic primary for lieutenant governor and governor. And so it is super, super, super important. I'm not going to take up 30 minutes of your time today hammering in an issue that I know that you all know the importance of, but it is super important that you take the time to go and vote. It's going to look, let me tell y'all something. All right, you're not going to have to wait in line. All right, you're just not going to have to do that. Now, if everybody goes out and votes, you might have to wait in line, but that's a good thing, because that means that everybody is exercising their right to vote. And here's the thing that really hit me this morning as I was thinking about this, episode and what I wanted to say. There's a sign behind me. It's actually one of my favorite posters or pieces of art or whatever you want to call it. And it says, success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. Success is never owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. All right. And so that is one of my favorite pieces of art. I've got a bunch of stuff in my office that I love for different reasons, but that particular piece is in every single office, because success is not rented. You don't get to rent it. You got to earn it every day. And that's the same thing these elections are, right? If Democrats want to win, you can't just take one win and say, oh, I'm good. We got it. I know you're going to be good. Y'all know what I said to you when I was on the ballot. People would say, oh, girl, you good. I know you got it. And I would say to them, I don't got it if you don't vote. I don't got it if you don't vote. And that's true about every candidate that is on the ballot today. They don't got it. I know I'm a highly educated, very smart, intelligent woman, but I'm using this incorrect English because I want you to understand they don't got it if you don't vote. Okay. And it's really just that simple. And so I want you to, I need you to be diligent. And as I was thinking about that particular piece of art this morning, I ponder on it because it is so very important, and it means that we can just never give up. We can never take anything for granted. But I also thought about this. we put a lot of responsibility on people to get their driver's license. There's a minimum age. There are driver's ed courses. There are things that folks have to learn and know in order to be able to drive a car, right? And driving is not a right that is enshrined in the Constitution. I get that. It's a privilege. But driving, if done correctly, is fine. You are a productive member of society. But if you get out there and you don't know what you're doing, you could kill yourself or somebody else and cause major havoc to your life or someone else's. We make sure that people know what they're doing before we issue them a driver's license. Fast forward to the second point, gun ownership. Gun ownership is a right enshrined in the amendments of the Constitution of the United States. Now, we have some rules, not as many as I would like, to be quite frank with you, but we have some rules on who can own a firearm. How many can you purchase? How many can you purchase within a 30-day period? What documentation do you have to have in order to purchase more than one firearm in a 30-day period of time? That is a right enshrined by the Constitution. And people go really nuts. I was going to say something else, but I'm not. People go nuts when you start trying to take away or modify gun owners' rights, right? Now, to the last point, voting is a right. Voting is a right. It is enshrined in the Constitution, in the amendments of the Constitution. We have an age limit. And before we just simply had an age limit, we had all kinds of crazy criteria that made no sense at all. You had to pay money. You had to be able to prove you could read. You had to be able to pick a number of jelly beans in a bowl that the people who put the jelly beans in the bowl didn't even know how many it was in there. We have people right now wanting to take away your voting rights. And your voting rights, if honored and held in high esteem, and if you participate in our democracy as a registered voter, your voting rights affect the lives of so many other people, just like driving does, right? If you do it right, we all share the road together and we're good. But if you do it wrong, you wreak havoc. And the same thing goes with voting rights. If we do it right, if we get it right, we have a great democracy. Your person may not win every single time, but you participated. You played by the rules. You exercised your right to vote. If you decide that you're just going to sit this one out, I don't like none of the people. I don't know none of the people. They all crooks anyway, blah, 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 blah. Then guess what? We end up with what we got at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. A nutcase who is a pure racist, a person who is sexist, and who wants to take us back to where the only people who mattered were white male men. So I am asking you, I'm actually begging you to get up off your rusty dusty, stop tweeting about it, stop Instagramming about it, stop Facebooking about it, and go vote. Facebook is not a vote. Instagram is not a vote. Twitter is not a vote. And all the other social media platforms, they're not a vote. But go to your local polling place. Take your ID and vote. And if you don't know where that is, visit iwillvote.com/Virginia. Put your address in, and it will tell you where to vote. If you don't know and you live in Norfolk, you can call the registrar's office, 664 5343. 664 5343. You can call and find out where you are registered to vote. If today is your birthday and you turn 18, give yourself the very best gift that you possibly can, and that is the right to vote. You can go and register today and register and vote. If your 18th birthday is today, go vote. On my 18th birthday, I cut class at Booker T, and the Jordan Newby Library was across the street at the time. And I walked across 4 lanes of traffic, taking my life into my hands, and registered to vote. That is the best gift that you can give yourself. It's the best gift that you can give your community, is registering and voting, participating in the process. Because if you don't vote today, you may like a candidate. You may be like, oh, they speak to everything that I believe in. I got them in November. They may not get to November if you don't go and vote. Don't let the weather stop you. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Be like the post office people. Let nothing separate you from your vote. All right? So please make sure, and if you have an absentee ballot that you have not mailed in, you have 2 options with that absentee ballot. You can mail it, you can put it, take it to the post office and mail it, and make sure that it is postmarked by today. And it has to be in that, if you put it in a mailbox, it's got to be in there by 5 o'clock, because they don't collect mail late anymore. So you got to make sure that you put that absentee ballot in the mailbox today by 5 o'clock, so that it will be postmarked today. Then, or I should say, you can take it to your polling place and drop it off. Filled out and sealed, you can drop it off at your polling place today. Or, I'm sorry, there's 3 options. You can take it down to City Hall, to the Department of Elections. That is the General Department of Elections. And you can take your absentee ballot down to City Hall. Tell them in the parking that you're there to drop off your absentee ballot. You won't have to pay to park. Okay? And you can drop it off there if you have an absentee ballot. If you have an absentee ballot and you haven't filled it out, you can go to your polling place. You can fill it out there and you can turn it in. But please, please, please fill it out and take advantage of one of the opportunities. It has to be postmarked. If you put it in the mailbox, it has to be postmarked for today. But you can drop it off today at your polling place or at City Hall at the Department of Elections. I'm asking you, I'm begging you. I'm asking you and I'm begging you to please exercise this right that is so valuable, that people died for. They died. They sick dogs on Black folks trying to vote. They put women in insane asylums because we wanted to vote. Imagine that. We wanted to have some kind of say in the laws that govern us. Imagine that. How? Oh my God. Does that not make sense? Right? How? But they didn't want that to happen. Really? If the vote was not valuable, people far and wide would not be actively working to take it away from you. And here's the thing, whoever you vote for, whether your candidate wins or not, come tomorrow, we are going to have a Democratic ticket. We're going to have Abigail Spanberger at the top of the ticket as the gubernatorial nominee. We're going to have a lieutenant governor, and then we're going to have an attorney general for the statewide. And those are the folks that we're all going to have to sing kumbaya, hold hands, light some candles if you have to, and get behind and vote for in November. But we cannot fill the lieutenant governor's seat and we cannot fill the AG seat unless you vote today. So I'm asking you and I'm begging you and I'm asking you to please go out and vote. I will tell you that I am endorsing in the lieutenant governor's race and I am endorsing in the attorney general's race. My endorsement for the lieutenant governor goes to Senator Aaron Rouse, and my endorsement for the attorney general goes to Jay Jones. And so if you don't know, that's a clue. If you say, I don't know what to do, who should I vote for? That's a clue. I'm not endorsing in the Commonwealth's attorney's race. But I am endorsing in those other two. And so I'm asking and I'm begging, please go vote. Last thing I'll say to you is if my office can be of assistance, please feel free to reach out to us. Visit my website at norfolksenator.com. That's norfolksenator.com. Or you can email us info@norfolksenator.com, 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 or you can call us 757-524-4941, 757-524-4941. Make it a priority to go vote today, June 17th, in the primary. We can't do this without you. Your vote is valuable. Your vote is needed. And I'm asking you to exercise your right to vote. I want you to remember you are a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle. And I'm Senator Angela Williams Graves, representing 21st District. Until we meet again on the next third Wednesday in July, actually, it'll be July by then. Just remember, you are a walking, talking, living, breathing miracle. Thank you for being with me today, and thank you in advance for going to vote.